The Buddha also revealed a difficult truth. The self we protect may not be as permanent as we believe. Life feels difficult, not only because we experience pain, but because the human mind struggles with the nature of existence itself. The Buddha looked deeply into this mystery, and he discovered something unexpected. The greatest burden of life does not always come from what happens. It often comes from our relationship with what happens. A person suffers when they lose something they love, but the deeper suffering comes from the thought, "This should not have changed." A person feels fear when something uncertain appears, but the deeper fear comes from wanting life to become completely certain. The Buddha saw that everything in existence moves, everything transforms, everything passes through different forms. Yet the human heart often asks, "How can I keep this forever? How can I prevent this from changing? How can I protect what cannot be protected?" This was the beginning of the Buddha's understanding. Life feels difficult because the mind fights against a truth that has always existed. Everything changes, everything passes, everything we hold eventually slips through our hands. Many centuries ago, before becoming the Buddha, a young prince discovered this truth through his own eyes. His name was Siddhartha Gautama, and his journey began with one question: why does human life contain suffering? Many centuries ago, Siddhartha Gautama lived as a prince. He was surrounded by beauty, comfort, and everything a person could desire. His family wanted to protect him from the painful parts of existence. They believed that if he never saw suffering, he would never question the world. But no palace can hide the truth forever. One day, Siddhartha left the protection of his home, and outside those familiar walls, he encountered the realities of life. He saw an old person, a body changed by time, a reminder that youth cannot remain forever. He saw a sick person, a body touched by weakness, a reminder that strength is never permanent. He saw a dead person, a reminder that every life moves toward an ending. These experiences transformed his understanding. He realized, no one escapes change. No one escapes aging. No one escapes loss. Not even kings. Not even those with great power. Then he saw something different. He saw a person who had left behind worldly attachments, a seeker searching for a deeper truth. And Siddhartha wondered, could there be a way to understand suffering? Could the human heart become free? So he left behind his life as a prince, not because he rejected the world, but because he wanted to understand it completely. He searched through teachings. He explored the nature of the mind. He sat in deep meditation until he awakened to the truth beneath human experience. He became the Buddha, the awakened one. And the first truth he shared was simple. Life contains suffering, but suffering has a cause, and what has a cause can be understood. The Buddha called this truth Dukkha. Many people understand dukkha as suffering, but its meaning reaches much deeper. Dukkha is the feeling that something is incomplete, even when everything appears peaceful. It is the hidden tension inside existence. A beautiful moment arrives, and the mind immediately fears losing it. A person receives something precious, and the mind begins protecting it, because beneath the joy, there is attachment, and beneath attachment, there is fear. The Buddha was not saying that happiness is wrong. He was revealing something more subtle. Even beautiful things can create suffering. When we demand that they remain forever, The flower is beautiful because it blooms. The sunset touches the heart because it disappears. The moment becomes precious because it does not stay. Dukkha begins when we ask life to stop moving. The Buddha taught that the root of suffering is not simply attachment, it is something deeper. He called it Tanha, the thirst of the mind, the endless wanting. This thirst appears in different forms. Sometimes we desire pleasant experiences. We want beauty to stay. We want comfort to remain. Sometimes we desire to become something. We create an image of who we must be. We chase a certain identity. Sometimes we desire to escape what we dislike. We wish painful moments never existed. We wish reality would follow our preferences. But the world doesn't move according to desire. The seasons do not ask permission before changing. The river doesn't stop because we want stillness. The Buddha saw that suffering begins when desire demands control over existence. The Buddha shared a powerful image, the image of two arrows. The first arrow is the pain that comes naturally. Loss, change, aging, sorrow. This first arrow is part of being alive. But then, human beings often create a second arrow. The second arrow is the resistance of the mind. Why did this happen? This should not be happening. I cannot accept this. The first arrow touches the body. The second arrow wounds the heart. The Buddha understood that life will bring moments of difficulty. But much of our suffering comes from fighting the reality already in front of us. The second arrow is created by the mind. And when the mind stops creating that arrow, a different kind of peace appears. The Buddha described another truth, the endless cycle of human suffering, a cycle of seeking, wanting, holding, fearing, and losing. The mind reaches for something. It believes, when I have this, I will finally be complete. But after receiving it, the mind searches again. A new desire appears. A new attachment forms. A new fear begins, and the cycle continues. This is the wheel of samsara, not simply a cycle of events, but a cycle created inside consciousness. The human heart keeps searching outside itself for something that cannot be found through possession. The Buddha did not teach people to abandon life. He taught them to see clearly, so they would no longer be trapped by the endless search. One of the deepest teachings of the Buddha is anicca, impermanence. Everything changes, the body changes, the mind changes, the world changes. Nothing remains exactly as it was. But humans often suffer because they fight this truth. They want the moment to stay. They want the past to return. They want the future to become predictable. Yet existence is like a river. Its beauty comes from movement. A river that never flows becomes still water. A life that never changes cannot truly exist. The Buddha saw impermanence not as a tragedy, but as the natural rhythm of reality. When we accept change, we stop fighting the river. The Buddha also revealed a difficult truth. The self we protect may not be as permanent as we believe. He called this teaching anatta, non-self. This does not mean you do not exist. It means you are not a fixed, unchanging thing. The body changes, the thoughts change, the emotions change. The person you were yesterday is already different from the person you are today. Yet the mind creates a story. This is who I am. and then it spends its life defending that story. The Buddha saw that much suffering comes from protecting something that is constantly transforming. When the mind stops holding on to a rigid identity, a deeper freedom becomes possible. The Buddha did not only reveal suffering, he revealed a path beyond it, the Noble Eightfold Path, a way of seeing existence more clearly, not through blind belief, but through wisdom, right understanding, right intention, right awareness, right action. The path was not about escaping life, it was about awakening within life. The Buddha showed that freedom begins when the mind sees reality as it truly is, not as we wish it to be, not as we fear it to be, but as it is. The Buddha looked at life and saw a truth many people avoid. Life is difficult because everything we love changes, everything we hold moves, everything we call permanent eventually transforms. But suffering does not come only from change, it comes from fighting change. The river was never the enemy. The struggle came from trying to stop the river. Perhaps the deepest wisdom of the Buddha is this: peace does not come from controlling life, it comes from understanding life. And when the heart finally understands, the weight it carried for so long begins to disappear.